So I think I'm gonna call this video the overlooked illustration rares. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna title it. I need to title it something good for the algorithm. But we're gonna look at some of these Sword and Shield era illustration rares, some of the art rares, the trainer galleries and Galarian galleries that I think currently are a little bit underrated. Like they're under $5 usually, maybe a couple of them under $10 for more popular Pokemon that honestly, I think if the hype ever focuses on them, we may see them shoot up quite drastically because of how good of an artwork or how good of a Pokemon or how good of a card they are. Starting off with Crown Zenith and the Galarian Gallery. The Galarian Gallery has a lot of beautiful, beautiful art rare cards, including this Absol from the Galarian Gallery. Absol is a beautiful card, illustrated really well by Utah, and it is a card that has recently seen some hype behind it, right? It looks like there was maybe a phase where a lot of people are buying out copies, but it's only a $4 card. This is one of those cards where it's like it's under $5. You might want to add it to your collection, right? Beautiful card, beautiful artwork, Gen 3 fan favorite. Pick it up. One card I think is really, really underrated for its artwork. It is illustrated by Yu Iraby, and it's one of my favorite artworks from the set. This is Hisuian Gudra. Hisuian Gudra from Crown Zenith is a beautiful card, and it is one of the more affordable cards you can add to your collection. So if you don't have this card in your collection, you could spend $2, $3 and get this beauty added into your collection. And as you can see, it has trickled up a little bit and over time. It was under $1 at one point. Not a bad card to pick up for the affordable price. Another card I think is not a bad card to pick up for its affordable price, especially done by our favorite artist, Soso, Lunatone. Lunatone from the Galarian Gallery is another beautiful art rare from that set. Really stunning card, and you're spending $3, maybe $4 for a copy. Not a bad buy. Another card that I don't think is a bad buy, although it is a little bit more on the expensive side, is the Latias from the Galarian Gallery. This is a stunning card done by T0. It has gone up over time. As you can see, in January, it was a $5 card, and it has spiked up to a $10 card. But considering $10 for a Latias, and we've seen what can happen to a Latias card over time. Latias is a massive fan favorite, especially with the sibling Latios. I would pick a copy up. For $10, I would absolutely pick a copy up of Latias. One of the full art cards that I would personally recommend for the price is Zeraora VMAX. Something about this one featuring some other fan favorite electric rodents like Pachirisu and Amoga makes this card really stunning. This is one of those Galarian galleries where you can get a copy for $11, $12, and it's not a bad buy at all. Another Galarian gallery card that I think is personally a good buy, the Tomokazu Kamiya Oricorio. Now, here's the thing about this. There was an attempt to spike it up. There was absolutely an attempt to spike this card up, and it is at $6, right? But it is a Tomokazu Kamiya card, and $6 isn't a bad buy. Even if it's been manipulated up to $6 from $2, $6 is not a bad buy, guys. It's a pretty good deal. This card could have easily been spiked to $20, and I'm happy it didn't. Go pick this card up for $6. It's a good buy. Another full art that I think is really good, and now we're moving on to the Silver Tempest Trainer Gallery, is Akira Agawa's Duraludon VMAX. I don't think a lot of people like Duraludon that much as a Pokemon. Not definitely a fan favorite, but considering you can get this beautiful Agawa artwork for less than $10, it's a steal. Another beautiful card done by Akira Agawa in the same set. This one is a little bit more on the hype train. It is the Gardevoir from Silver Tempest. There was no real attempt to buy out the Gardevoir. 35 sales in one day at $1.35. Not really a buy attempt, but we've seen over time it has crept up to about a $5 card. But you can easily find a copy of this card for $5, and it's absolutely worth it for the $5 price tag. Another card from Silver Tempest I would personally recommend. It's a Unishida, beautiful artwork. It features fan favorite Lizia. It is Altaria. Altaria is about a $5 card. Not a bad buy for $5. Extremely underrated for a card. Another card done by Akira Agawa, but we're going back to Lost Origin, is the Nemesis V. I think this card is very underrated. And I think one of the reasons why it's underrated is that not a lot of people like a Nemesis. It's just not a fan favorite Pokemon. But this artwork is so good that if you're a fan of artworks like me, especially a fan of Agawa like me, and you have yet to pick up this card, picking it up for $8 is not a bad buy. Another card from the Lost Origin Trainer Gallery that I personally recommend is Eternatus VMAX. This card's a little bit more on the pricier side. It's about $9. I said pricier side like we were going up drastically, but it increases to about $9. But it is an Arita classic to me. I love this artwork featuring Rose from the Sword and Shield era. Just a really stunning card, a really beautiful card. Snorlax is a pretty good buy for its price right now. $7 for a copy of this card. It's a Gen 1 Pokemon. This card can easily be manipulated up to be like crazy prices. Sure, it was a $3 card back in January. Now it's about $7. But for a $7 price tag, a beautiful Snorlax card is worth the purchase. A card that is actually really affordable that I think is really nice is the Chandelure from Lost Origin. You can spend $1.50 plus shipping to get a copy of this card. It's a really stunning card. Chandelure is another fan favorite Pokemon. It's one I personally recommend to pick up. It is done by Chibi. Then you have the Kingdra with, is it Claire? I know it's the Gen 2 gym leader. I want to say it's Claire is her name. But this is from the Astral Radiance Trainer Gallery. It's about $6 a copy. Pretty good buy if you wanted to pick up another beautiful illustration rare. Another beautiful illustration rare from Astral is this Frostmoth. This Frostmoth is a stunning card. And considering you can get a copy for about $3 to $4, it's a steal. That is an absolute steal of a card. Obstagoon done by Gosan is also a steal. Especially if you're a metal fan like me. This card gives you so much heavy metal vibes. Really cool card. You can get a copy of this card for like $3. That's including shipping on TCG Player. Obviously, if you buy multiple cards, you're spending $1.50 for this card. Another one is Cleavor. I think Cleavor is a good card from Astral Radiance. $2 to $3 for a copy, right? Zekrom, on the other hand, I think this one's a good buy, even with its spike up. Even with this massive spike up, which was obviously the result of a buyout. I still think it's a good buy. I know that might be a hot take. $13. We got a Gen 5 set in the future. To our knowledge, we got a Gen 5 151 type set coming in the future. N is the main character of Gen 5. He is the main protagonist, or the main antagonist. Akira Agawa is the artist behind this card. This card has so many factors that are working for it that I would pick up a copy at $13. Absolutely, I would totally snipe a copy at $13. I already have a copy of this card. It's going to PSA, but if I didn't own this card, I would pick it up. I think the Brilliant Stars Trainer Gallery has 4 cards that I would still consider steals at their prices. The 3 evolutions that all feature blue. And then you got the Eevee with Bill. Sure, all of these cards are about $10 to $15 depending on which one you're buying. For some reason, Vaporeon tends to be the most popular one where it's getting copies close to the $13, $14 mark. But even then, if you don't have these in your collection, I would pick them up. Under $15 a copy is not a bad deal for a bunch of Eevee cards. We've seen how the hobby treats Eevee and the evolutions. We see how much they can spike up over time. I don't think these cards are infallible to the idea of being bought out and spiked up, especially considering that it's Eevee and the 3 Kanto evolutions. The last 3 cards that I would recommend picking up for their price tags, Dedenne. You can buy Dedenne copies for $4. I love this artwork. I think it's a really underappreciated card. I love the, I'm going to call it the graffiti style background, like all the different colors, stuff like that. Really cool card. The Houndoom's also another really, really affordable card. You can buy copies of this for like $3 a copy. I think this artwork is really cool, and it is also from Brilliant Stars. And then the last card from Brilliant Stars that I think is really underappreciated because you can get copies of it for like $3. Ariados, featuring Janine. I mean, we've seen a lot of Janine love lately, so really, really, really cool card as well. So, my takeaway from this video, the TLDR, is that if you go back to the Galarian galleries and the trainer galleries of the Sword and Shield era, there are a lot of underappreciated cards that you can pick up. There are a lot of amazing cards that you can pick up that are still affordable. So if you're sitting there and you're thinking, man, all of these illustration rares are insane. I just got back into Pokemon, or I just started collecting Pokemon, and these illustration rares, they're insane. Magikarp's $270. Meryl's $35, Tyranitar's $50, Groudon's $80. Go back and look at these trainer galleries, because these are variations of illustration rares. These were illustration rares before they were called illustration rares. And there is a lot of good ones that are $5 and under. There's a lot of great ones that are $10 and under. So I will leave 4 links in the description down below to access each one of these galleries. If you want to go shop them down below, it will benefit the channel free of charge. You'll pick up your cards and I get a small kickback for you using the link. But more importantly, if you want to go pick up these cards from TCG Player, I'd highly recommend it. I think they're all great cards. I didn't recommend any card I don't personally own or that I personally wouldn't buy if I didn't own, right? I'm only going to recommend stuff that I personally like, I personally would collect, especially this card. This is my favorite card I recommended today. You guys already know I'm a Latias fan. Anyways, guys, that's it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the recommendations. I'm going to try to do more styles of these videos when I don't have an opening to provide you guys. So if you like these videos, make sure you throw up a like and make sure you comment down below which of these cards is your favorite. And if there was any other Sword and Shield era illustration rares that I forgot to give you as a recommendation that you would personally recommend for somebody to pick up, because I'm pretty sure people reading the comments would love to know some cards I didn't mention in this video as potential collection pieces. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, as always, to keep it classy and stay awesome.